This is a $2,000 payment directly to my bank account from a passive income strategy, and this is a second angle of my screen just so that you see it's real. This is a picture of me, obviously fresh out the clink at 9 years old.
That's just the way we talk in the clink.
Kidding, but no, that is me as a kid, and I look like a real weirdo. Imagine if Facebook paid you $4 just to get your friends to sign up. So for each friend that signed up for a Facebook profile, you got $4 before Facebook was popular, mind you. So figure just 300 friends is $1,200. And that is exactly how my friend Michael Knops made $12,394 in 6 days using a free automation tool that I'm about to share with you. Oh, hey you, I'm talking to you behind the screen right now. Yes, you're thinking, is he talking? Yep. Looking through your camera. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing one website you can use along with this method to make even more money. But let's just get right into it, the overview. First, we're going to sign up for those free action money websites, so getting paid when they just take an action. We want to make sure though that we do set up how we'd like to get paid because this is an automated method. So once this gets running correctly, the ball starts rolling, and we don't want to be delaying our payments just because we didn't submit our information. This is worldwide too. They work with Payoneer. Next, finding the next fortnight before it goes viral. Next, finding free license or getting a free license to a private automation tool that I mentioned. It's essential, and you can only find that in this video, so don't miss out. There's actually 2 free automation tools, but that's what I'm giving you. Next is using the right settings with that tool. Last but not least, pressing the start button and planning what you'd like to reinvest in, whether that's scaling out or if you want a trip to Maldives or a gold-wrapped custom PC, completely up to you. But before we get ahead of ourselves here, if you would like to make a full-time income from your couch and you're interested in videos about making money on the internet and building an online business, consider clicking the subscribe button below and turning on notifications. Right, so the website we're going to be using to find these free action offers is called Max Bounty. If you've heard of it before, stick around because the method in which we're going to be getting these Max Bounty sales is going to be life-changing. This is a very creative, outside-the-box method, so yeah. Now, if you're not familiar, a really watered-down explanation, Max Bounty is kind of like that Facebook concept, except they list a ton of different websites that are willing to pay people like you and me to get people to sign up. That's it. You don't have to get them to buy anything. You can get paid between $1, sometimes up to $20, just to get one person to submit their email address. Just to quickly go over, you'll get approved for your account once you do. Click over the sidebar here, profile, and then you'll be able to click the little button that says edit payment information. I have Payoneer set, so really straightforward and worldwide. Alright, so this is where we get started with this whole method. Your first steps with this is to identify a trending EPC or a high EPC. So what I mean by that is you want to click through trending, you can go to top, and then you can even honestly just go to search and sort by EPC. And if you're not familiar, EPC just means what are the standard earnings per click. So it's basically saying this is how much you can expect to earn for every single visitor you drive to our landing page, as long as obviously you follow the correct steps. It's within reason. Fast announcement. I'm giving away that 10K Snapchat account still to whoever is the most engaged in the comments. That means talking with other people in the comments, not just your own. So if you're interested, that 10K Snapchat account giveaway is going to be coming up this week. But let's say you wanted to look for an offer to promote. Go over to search campaigns and just type in SOI. These are the campaigns where you get paid just for getting an email address where they don't have to buy anything. So here's where you can go in and just sort by EPC so that you can get an idea of what's the highest converting. And make sure that the traffic sources that we're going to be using are allowed, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, so as you see here, right, my dating, here's a romance, survey junkie, all these, you get paid $2, $15, and it just keeps going. So yeah. And an even more straightforward way to go about this is just start, if your first offer, start by going over to the trending tab. When you find your niche, stick to the top 3. Look at something within health, wealth, or romance. Those are the 3 main niches that you'll have the most success in. Right now, we're going to stick with, I saw that before, Airbnb, just because it's something I'm comfortable with. And I think I can come up with some ideas as far as Instagram. I like Wealth. It's a great niche, general top-level niche to be in. And basically, I'm going to get paid when I get people to sign up to list their apartments or homes on Airbnb. But it's a higher payout. Airbnb, like Uber, is a little bit lengthy, right? Typically, if you just got somebody to do any one of these offers, like win a Fitbit, as soon as they enter their email, you get paid $2.40. On Airbnb, they're going to need to go through a longer process. So there's pros and cons to this, but just as an example, let's say I'm going to use Airbnb, right? Now, you don't have to do this to find your offer, but just so that you can get an idea of the niche that you'd like to promote, I suggest making a list of, say, 4 to 5 different offers and sticking to health, wealth, or romance. One of those 3. Typically, I mean, that's the majority of what you're going to see on Max Bounty anyway, but stick to them. There are other offers on there. And then from that list, go ahead and sort through by EPC and just what you think you have an interest in. Then just sort by EPC. On top of that, go ahead, look at the actual landing page. Does it look like it can convert? Right, so once you have that list, I would suggest going ahead and just taking a look at the landing page. So I'm just going to look at this to give you an example of what you would do, but just head over to the actual listing, right click, open the landing page, and just take a look. Is it because some of these are really spammy, and then at the same time, some don't look good on mobile at all. So you want to make sure if you're going to be using these that you'll actually convert. But yeah, so this looks like a good one. What you want to look out for, identify speed if it takes super long to load, and then mobile friendliness. After that, just look for basic organization and conversion rate optimization. So here's a great one, just a headline along with the offers, simple, and that's really it. Right, so once you have that list, I would suggest going ahead and just taking a look at the landing page. So I'm just going to look at this to give you an example of what you would do, but just head over to the actual listing, right click, open the landing page, and just take a look. Is it because some of these are really spammy, and then at the same time, some don't look good on mobile at all. So you want to make sure if you're going to be using these that you'll actually convert. But yeah, so this looks like a good one. What you want to look out for, identify speed if it takes super long to load, and then mobile friendliness. After that, just look for basic organization and conversion rate optimization. So here's a great one, just a headline along with the offers, simple, and that's really it. Next step, set up Instagram profile. So I would set up 2 pages. You'll get why in a second. We're not just doing some, simple ClickBank stuff. This is going to be an actual strategy. Set up 2 Instagram pages. Use the same exact niche for both, but focus one on top level, one on a bit more niche specific. So here's what I mean, right? For Airbnb, let's say I wanted to create those 2 Instagram pages. One of them I would create around, say, health and I would create around luxury, right? Different luxury items. On the second one, I would create the whole Instagram page around real estate investing or certain types of investing, because that is the target demographic. One page with your target demographic speaks to them exactly. The next, you're just going to be using to funnel traffic and just capture more top of the funnel traffic. Now, as far as what to actually post, and this is the next step, is finding content. There are a few easy ways you can go about this. First off is just being a curator. Go and find the top trending posts on Instagram, and I would say 3 to 4 times per week, or even less, but simply reshare content that went viral. What I mean by that is just looking for a disproportionate like ratio to follower count. So they had 2,000 likes, 390K, so that's pretty standard. Just start going through and find, I would say, 5 to 10 images, screenshot with your phone, crop it out, and then when you do share it, you're going to tag their profile so that you're actually providing credit. So it's completely up to you how often you want to do that. That's mainly just to save time and to help the Instagram algorithm and just give you some more engagement. But you want to do that for both, right? And as far as identifying hashtags go, that's where the automation tool comes in. It's a few steps to the tool. It has a few different features, but for the most part, what this tool is doing is unlike any other hashtag research tool. This tool is identifying hashtags that aren't used at all in order for you to find very easy wins. These are in-demand hashtags, don't get me wrong, like people are actively engaging, liking, but there's no competition. So for example, like let's say you ranked a post right here on the hashtag for luxury. There's a good chance your post will blow up, right? 9,700, 2,000, 2,000, most recent, but these are the top. There's a good chance yours would blow up, right? When you get on that discovery page especially. So what this automation tool does is it helps you identify hashtags that nobody else is going for, which we'll get into in a second. On top of that, you can also go to Pinterest, search around for your specific niche, your focus. So again, I'm in Airbnb and real estate investing. I could just start searching around for real estate, take screenshots, and then share my posts. But now let's get into actually that hashtag tool so you know what to actually do, right? So here are the steps. Go to display.purposes.com. So here are the steps for finding those very low competition yet trending hashtags. The tool is display purposes. So you're going to go to displaypurposes.com. This is thanks to a method. I don't know if I should share his username. The last time I did, I got privacy flag or complaint. So if you're seeing this, definitely comment below. If you'd like me, I can add whatever link you'd like, man. But this is not my method. This is a method that I found just recently posted. So you're going to displaypurposes.com, type in a broad keyword, click copy mode, so it's just a feature on the tool. There's 5 dots, so you're clicking that to remove dots. Next, add the hashtag into a notepad. Remove any that aren't niche specific because it makes it easy for you. It just spits out a ton. Sometimes hashtags will be used for 2 completely different niches. Remove them. Copy them, then click back in your arrow browser and paste them into your search bar. Next, click auto and move the slide from 30 to infinity, which I'll show you in a second. It's right here. 30 to infinity, and then just keep doing this until you have a ton of hashtags, and you'll get it in a second. After that, you're going to copy all the hashtags, paste special values onto the hashtags into a specific column on your Google Sheet, make a column, and just now you're just kind of sorting through and making sure they are good hashtags to use. So here's a really quick rundown of that technique. Investing or investor, right? We would grab these, copy mode, click on 5 dots so that we can remove that, copy, add these hashtags to a notepad, but we can just use a Google Doc, which right here. Paste without formatting for now. And then we're going to copy these. We already have them copied. We're going to go back now into our browser and paste them into the search bar. So let me show you what I mean. Auto, and we move this to infinity. So let's just give it some time. Now it's going to go through all of these. So here you go, right? Now you have a huge list of hashtags. So now you want to keep doing this over and over again. You can just switch out. So like, let's say I wanted to specifically, so real estate agent. Now I would copy these, homes for sale, copy those, paste those back in, and just start narrowing down more specific. But let me just quickly, so now you want to go to Google. Gosh, I need to learn how to type. Go to Google Sheets. Okay, so now that we have our sheet, we have our hashtags, we're going to paste these into a Google Sheet. So we're going to want to do it. It's a little bit unorganized, to be honest, but let me know if anybody's in here has a better solution. So what you're going to be doing is you copy, you paste that. So we're just copying this whole thing, pasting in here. You can do that with each individual column, depending on what specifically your niche is, right? So this is where it's just going to come into you and your in the moment knowledge of your niche, which really isn't super complex, but you're going to paste them into individual cells, of course. And once you do that, you can go into here, go to data, split text to columns, and then custom, or you can just select space, but either way, space, and that's when it'll separate them all just like this. Now, what you want to do is go into Instagram itself and start looking for each hashtag. So for example, I'm going to look up investor. And what I'm going to do is identify hashtags that have a low like ratio and require a lower comment or like quantity for me to rank. So what basically we're going to be doing is trying to identify some longer tail hashtags. So just to give you an example, investor, we would know right off the bat not to use it. So maybe real estate investing, keep going over, financial freedom maybe, millionaire mentor. So I'm just going to go through here, especially in real estate investing, and I try to identify some longer tail variations. So, but let's say, right, just to give you an example, let's say I wanted to go after investor. We have a 4.6 million post count, so we'll just put post count here, 4.6, and now the lowest, what we're going to put in this column is the lowest required likes in order to rank. So let's just look at the top 9 here because we're on PC. So 917, 2900, 700. So it looks like 788 is the absolute lowest we need to rank. What you want to try to go for is at 100 or less. You want to try to strictly focus that. That is the bread and butter of this technique. You only want to go for hashtags with 100 or less, but also that have a post count that is relevant to hashtags with a high requirement as far as likes go. So what I just mean is, if you find something like with 100 or less, try to find something with disproportionate. So we would expect, right, if a hashtag had 100 or less, being that it's 800 for 4.6 million, we would expect that 7x less likes are required in order to rank for this. Well, if we can find something with, say, 6x less, then we know that that's an anomaly. We know that there is low competition, high likelihood of us ranking. So you get what I mean? There's we just want to find those small little irregularities that tell us whether a hashtag is easy enough to rank for. I'll add all of this post in the video description in the resources doc if you're interested, if at any point I'm kind of getting you lost in the woods here. And at the end of the day, if all of this just seems super complex, you can just strictly go to these hashtags, find long tail variations, and add as many of them as you can to your post. So one thing I would recommend is only adding hashtags to comments so that it's not super spammy. And then if you're tagging the curator, if you're tagging the person who created the picture you're using, just tag them. But we're going to get into that in a second. We're going to get into actually setting up your Instagram profile. So that's about it for actually identifying low competition hashtags. Now let's get into setting up your actual profile. So this is this profile is a little bit different. I'm not running this kind of offer on here, but let's say, right, we are looking to promote our offer. Right, so now is when we're going to grab our link. The one thing that you want to make sure is that social traffic is allowed for the offer that you're promoting. Typically it's allowed, which is why I didn't really harp on it, but I guess there will be certain occurrences where they don't allow social media traffic, but yeah. So let's just see here. Let's pretend like this iPhone 11 offer, social is allowed. So let's pretend like we were going to promote this offer. We're going to use this free offer to make money with. So we're going to build tracking link, click that yellow button, click on social. What you're going to do is you're just going to select raw link. You can copy that, and that's pretty much it. You can just select your link. Usually, like, I'll go in here and I'll add any of my tracking information, but for your sake, you don't need to do any of that for now. Later on, it'll be more, either way. We're just going to do that. Now, you want to go over to Bitly. So you can shorten your link. Now customize your link. So Chet, let's say it is Airbnb, or Chet Airbnb. I'll paste that link in my website, and I would just tell somebody, tell them in the bio, click the link for to start making money with Airbnb. That's pretty much it. You want to have a direct call to action in your bio, letting them know to click the link in your bio. Click the link in your bio. Now, with your posts, you're not going to be able to add links to them. So what you want to do is in every, or you can, but they don't hyperlink. So in your Instagram posts, just say, provide a brief call to action about, like, let's say I'm doing Airbnb. I would say something quickly about making money with Airbnb, and then link in bio. That simple. What we're going to be doing after we start growing our profile is Instagram stories, so that we can use this, take advantage of the swipe up feature. But since your profile is going to be small and you're just going to work on growing your account, do that. And a quick little side tip, once you do become eligible for Instagram stories, add all of your hashtags on your main story. Zoom out, so make your hashtags really small, and then pull them off screen so that way they don't see them, yet you can still rank for those hashtags. You can add as many as you want. Same thing with location. Just minimize it, pull it off screen, yet it'll still be in the metadata so you can rank if people are looking for location or hashtag. Either way, we're going to do that, have our bio, our link in our bio, tell people to go and check that out. Now here is one little growth hack you can use. So this is optional, but let's say I'm doing Airbnb again, right? I would post a video on YouTube with a blog post about someone's Airbnb earnings, or if I don't want to make something recording my voice, I can literally just go on YouTube and search Airbnb earnings and literally cut together 4 to 5 people just quickly, maybe a 2-minute video of people saying how much they've earned with Airbnb. Same thing here, like if I wanted to make a YouTube video where I am recording my screen, I can just go through a blog post here and literally download OBS, record my screen, talk just like I'm talking to you right now, add that to YouTube. That way we can drive traffic from YouTube over to our Instagram, because that's what we're going to be doing. We want to do everything we can to boost our main traffic source, which is going to be Instagram. And then one last tip, incentivize, if you can, your referrals. So what I mean by that is, let's say I am adding, link in bio, etc. I would add something on the post, not in every post, but let's say 2 out of every 7 if I'm posting daily. I would add something about sign up. I'd add something like, if you use the link in the bio to sign up with Airbnb, I'll send you over a calculator on what you can potentially earn. That's simple. And all it is that I just sourced on Airbnb a calculator. Most people aren't going to go the extra effort to try to find it. So by you adding just that quick little call to action, you will be surprised at how many people then sign up and then shoot you a DM or comment. So it boosts engagement as well, but your main thing is just getting max bounty signups, because with Airbnb it is $18 or $16 to get Airbnb hosts to sign up. So the automation tools. So we're going to be using 2 things. Scheduling tools that are free, but on top of that, we're going to be using real deal free automation bot. It's an automation bot found on the botnet. So here we go. This guy shared his bot on the bot.net if you're interested. Let me give it a second to load. It's just the Chrome web store. But let's say you want to start posting. I would recommend, I think the max for a free account is 7 days out or 14 days out. I'm not entirely sure. I have a paid account on Latergram. But all you're going to do is sign up for a free account, and you can start scheduling out posts so that it is automated. You're not reliant on you to every single day make an Instagram post, especially when you're balancing 2 profiles, one on the top level niche, one on the super specific niche. Now, Everliker. This specific tool will, just like other tools you've probably seen before, auto follow, unfollow. Like, that's why this technique is slightly black hat, but mainly that's why we're using 2 accounts. It helps us to avoid and mitigate any and all risk. It's really that simple though. Set up Everliker. You can see you're setting your tags. You're going to automate. It's set to there is a maximum because it's a free tool, but this will be plenty to do what you need it to do. All you're going to be doing is set your specific hashtags onto Everliker. It will then authenticate with your Instagram profile to then start going out and auto engaging with people that will then come back. I'm sure you've heard of this method, this technique. A lot of Instagram quote unquote gurus say that this kind of technique is old and doesn't work anymore. I call BS because it does. I have several Instagram accounts that have grown up from nothing to 10, 20K, literally off of Jarvee, which is another automation tool, but it's paid. So yeah, this works. So in summary, you're going to be setting up 2 Instagram profiles, one on top level, one on specific, going on max bounty, finding an offer with a high EPC with SOI in their name so that you know it's free. Go to bit.ly, shorten your link, then head over to display purposes. Use the technique from this video to find a long list and then sort back through based on the number of posts and the number of likes required to rank for that post. Mix up each week a mixture of A, curated posts, and then B, you could take screenshots from Pinterest or even go on Canva and create your own images, but that's a little time intensive, so stick to that. Same thing though, make a mixture of posts that are both good for engagement, so like getting posts that are high, that take a lot to rank for, maybe do 1 of those a week, and then for the other 6, then focus on the low-hanging fruit, low competition, just what this method is built around. And then one thing I didn't post about, or one thing I didn't include in this video, you can join, just go on Google and just search SFS Instagram groups or Instagram engagement groups where you're exchanging shout outs. The engagement pods on themselves are a little bit burnt out, so the shout out for shout out groups are great because you can quickly grow your profile As long as you just start talking to people, you're not going to just get this stuff like for free as a stranger. But if you join these groups and start interacting, you should be able to get free shout outs on 10K, 5K, 10K accounts. Now, a lot of these websites, they work, but the problem is that you need to really juggle 10 to 20 of them just to make even like a part-time income. There is one website that I would choose, that I recommend to everyone that I meet that is looking to make money online. There's one that I would choose if I had to start all over again, and I was looking for the fastest way to go from $0 to $10,000 per month. This is the website, and I'm going to be sharing that with you in a second. But before I got to the point of having my own office, being where I am today, working my own hours, I was working a 9 to 5, right? In the Florida heat, like I live in Florida, and I was working in the heat in a Tyvek suit doing manual labor, working with fiberglass. I hated it. Not only was I just like physically hating it, right? Coming home covered in fiberglass dust, but every day, right? Sunday nights were the worst, thinking about waking up. And every day waking up, the repetition, it was just mind-numbing. It went on, that same thing went on for so long. You know, if I just look back and wish I could just shake myself. It went on for so long until I finally tried to make some money online, right? I wanted to give it a shot. Well, I wound up failing over and over. And I thought really everybody was lying. There's no way that this actually works. I was at my wit's end, and I didn't think this worked. I thought everybody was renting stuff and faked it all. But when I finally met a few of the guys who I consider some of my closest friends today, that is when everything changed. Since then, I wake up when I want, not covered in fiberglass. We live in a condo right on the beach, and I can spend as much time with my family as I want. And again, that changed when I finally started listening to people who had what I wanted. Years ago, though, before this, we were spending an entire year. We were renting a room in a house with 3 other roommates. They were a bit older. They loved to drink and smoke quite a bit, which attracted a very shady audience. It just made life difficult, right? All those people there going in my kitchen in the morning, it was just uncomfortable, and obviously sleeping normal hours was out. So with that negative experience, before I got to where I am today, we had a conversation. I spoke to my wife and asked her, now that I'm at the point of making this full-time passive income thing, now that I'm here, where would you want to live if you could pick anywhere? And she picked the beach, and that's where we're living now. We went from that tiny apartment to living in a condo that is literally 4 times the size of that full thing just for us. At this point, right where I am today, I can honestly say that I'm in a mindset, and every day has been millions and light years ahead of anywhere where I've ever been in my life, right? I'm at a point where I feel free. I don't feel anxiety like I did. Obviously not every day is just the, sunshine and daisies, but for the most part, when you look at it compared to my previous, it's incredible. I'm living a life where I can literally just grab my laptop, work from wherever I want, whenever I want. And so that's what I want to share with you, right? If you want to learn how to create a full-time passive income online, I know this sounds buzzwordy, but just don't tune it out because of that. Where you can make money literally while you sleep, while you travel, or whatever you want to do, right? Play video games. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, if you would like to do that, check out the link below in the video description. I'll be sharing with you exactly how you can do that. But if you'd like to just stick to the simplicity of it all, feel free, no pressure. Check out my free YouTube videos. Consider clicking that subscribe button below. Like this video if you got any value from it, and let me know in the comments what you thought.